Yeah, we've got, remember, Sova banned away, so both teams just gonna bank on that Sky for the information. And like we said, so excited for the like you said, again, so excited for the flashy plays, literally and figuratively from Forsaken on this Yoru. Let's see if he's gonna be able to make this effective, because so far over the past year, it's been on a decline. The number of Yoru players in competitive play, especially, I don't think he was even played even once in Berlin.
And already we see it. Paperrex on the defense against Bleed. This is our first match of this best of 5 series grand finals time already. Benkai trying to set up his Viper here. A one-way smoke over onto the lamp side, and it's Bleed eSports prepared and just waiting here to enter up. And speaking of entering, they're already right in it. Frosty's right under the setup of Benkai. Benkai will easily be able to finish him off. Frosty's unable to make the shorty work out here, and now with the plant, it's going to be the post-map position for Bleed eSports. Lexi taking out Forsaken, while Mindfreak with a nice ghost headshot after destroying that Sage. Well, he's not done as he gets Lexi down. Only 2 members left for Bleed. It's not looking good with this rush strat that they've had, and now First Love is about to get his hands really dirty here.
Player standing.
Bleed, they tried to make it quick, but now they're paying for it. First Love, 47 HP and a Dream. Benkai will secure the kill onto him. Secured the first round for Paperrex. A quick retake for them. Like I said, the rush just didn't work out in favor of Bleed. Yes, they were able to go for the plant. Yes, the barrier orb was there to help them out, buy a little bit of time. But when you've got a lot of utility pummeling you, there was just not enough going for Bleed in that first round. There were the lineups, yes, but there was just so much time in Paperrex's hands because of how quick they made their way into the site. Now, first round, it is still very still. This is what I'm expecting out of these teams, right? It is a very defense heavy map after all. So the first 2 rounds, Paperrex all the way.
Yep, and right now they're setting up once again. It's going to be the eco round for Bleed eSports. Frosties does have a Sheriff to try and see what they can do. They're trying to see if they can control up over onto the shower side. Mindfreak, on the other hand, clearing up the short, and Jing, there we go. They have full control of the shower side. They're making sure that Bleed has got nothing of that orb. And with only 2 members left, it's looking like another Paperrex game, especially as they're rolling right over them.
Oh, the frenzy on Lexi's hands. Gonna try and find something out of it, but Mindfreak is just ready for it. Not even gonna connect with a single bullet, Lexi. That's just a pause round for Paperrex, but again, telegraphed for both of these teams. Bleed gonna pick up the guns now, gonna keep toe-to-toe. Hopefully, I'm expecting them to play a little bit more slowly for sure, but the question is whether they go for the A or the B hits, because that's all it boils down to when they're going for the attack. If they usually when these teams, when Paperrex and Bleed go for defaults and without the Sova in the equation, not a lot happens unless there was a frag that is picked up by either teams. Not a lot of information is given away, because yes, the guiding light is there, but there is no precise location where the enemies are. They can be anywhere, and as long as they're flashed, here we go, Jing. They're gonna go for the quick push as Lexi pays for it, and now that's quick man advantage for Bleed, for Paperrex, as they pick up the upgrade on Jing as well. And this is exactly what they need to do. They need to catch Bleed off guard on this gun round.
Wow, look at that control on the map here for Paperrex. It's completely obliterated the B defense, and already they're not done as Paperrex. Mindfree getting the frag on the Frosties who tried to tailwind in. They're still here. Jarpix finally cleans them up. Forsaken was caught off guard with his ability out, and now it's still somewhat doable for Bleed. A huge opening for Paperrex. This is just their bonus round, and they were able to upgrade Jing onto that Phantom there as they tried to make the Spectres work on the push. Let's see if they can try to make more work here as the retake happens in.
Yeah, Jing in the lead once more. Like I said, upgraded gun, and he's just going for the up trap on top of that generator. Not generator, but Jeep rather. As First Love picks up Jing with a quick swing. Definitely expecting that one to come in play. Benkai going for the defuse. The 5 picks up Jarpix, and it's suddenly doable for them. It's a 1-on-2, and Benkai makes it work, squeezes it out of there as they pick up the bonus round supposedly. And what has happened? They make a defuse 0.8 seconds. They play that to a T.
What a clutch coming out from Paperrex. That is a big win in their books. A bonus round and as well an upgrade to all their rifles. We even see Jing just opting for just a Sheriff because he wants to buy up that operator as soon as he can. Bleed eSports, they're gonna have to try and save up again. We do see a hero buy coming out from Jarpix here on that Sky, but no. They're gonna opt out of it. It's just a full sheriff round for Bleed Esports. They want to equalize on their money, pick up their composure because Paperrex is starting to run away with that momentum.
Yeah, they're playing it safe right now. No Blade Storm available as well, so it's Jing who activates that. But first love with the first blood in this round. Jing answers back with Jar Picks. Drops down that Marshall because he picks up the upgrade. It's the right click, no reason for you, but the classic is enough to pick up Chrysania. And again, Paperrex start things off in this round explosively.
What a flashy play coming out from Jing there. Just that tailwind and then updraft into the right click of the daggers. Of course, it has been changed up recently with the update that Jet's daggers Blade Storm will not be refreshed anymore if you use the right click, but it is full on damage. He was able to pull out the classic as fast as he can as well, taking away Chrysania's head right off. And now with only 2 members left since Bleed, Lexi was able to take out Forsaken from an upgrade with his Phantom. He's still so much fighting up here.
Yeah, Persistent Beacon gonna help him as well, but through the sky smokes, he almost takes down Divide right there. Oh, but Jing just doing a lot of work, looking for the next kill. Under his belt, he's looking at the right angle. Frosty's right there, but he will get swept up by the Sheriff right through the cranium. He's gonna have to go for the plant here because there's just one-on-one versus Divide and Bleed. Pick up the first round for themselves. A thrifty is not a thrifty, but a clutch, and that's just the Sheriff making it work for themselves.
That was definitely a thrifty and a clutch. They started out with Sheriffs and maybe some half armors as well. It looked really shaky because of Jing's flashy play at the start of the round somewhere at the shower side. But Bleed Esports, they were able to pick up the pace, especially Lexi picking up that kill very early on to equalize the man advantage as well. And with that clutch situation, Bleed Esports, they finally take 1 for their scoreboard.
Definitely true. 1-3 on the board. The perfect way to stop the momentum of that Paperrex is getting right now is just get that thrifty. And with that, they're going to be forcing Devi onto a Spectre, light shields for 2 of the members as well, Jingo and Benkai, and Bleed. They're playing this one very, very slowly. They know they gotta be careful because that last round was a little bit of a fluke. Yes, it was them making it work, but just barely so. This time around, they have to be a little bit more careful because they have a lot more to lose. But the same is true for Paperrex as well. If they lose this round, Benkai is just not gonna let the odds rule out against his favor as he picks up Frosty in the start of the round. The Resurrect there to actually equalize things was more, and Bleed back to a 5-man equalized in manpower.
Yes, especially with the Seekers and a Cosmic Divine actually to defend here on this A side. They know that a lot of these ults have been used onto the Bleed side, so this is a very nice positioning for the Cosmic Divide. It's going to be a lot harder to try and push up this A side. And speaking of pushing up the A side, they portal 3 of their members onto the B side. Make that 4. There we go. It's just Jarpix left from the Lurk side, and rotations already for Paperrex is there. Forsaken's the man to hold the line here from the Hookah side. Getting wall back down, all the way down 3 HP. First love as well. They're breaking the defense up. Bleed has opened up on his B side. It's up to Dabai to do what he can. Any sort of damage. He gets Frosties, but that's all he gets. It's all down to Mind Freak now. 26 HP. He has to back off and save his rifle because Paperrex has no more bank to work with here.
Definitely true. Mind Freak still got 2,000 creds in the bank, but that is just on his favor. This is just not enough for Paperrex, and this exactly what I was talking about earlier. This round is do or die for both these teams. It's pivotal. Bleed winning this means that they essentially will be able to take on the next as well, even though there is a Viper split available for Forsaken, for Benkai rather, and that is of course going to slow things down for them for sure. But Bleed, they're looking primed and ready for this. They can weed out the Viper anyway with the Orbital Strike, and they are ready with the guns as well.
Yes, especially since this time around they have the Sky to play with, so you could always send in that Trailblazer to hunt down the Viper hiding inside the pit before you try and spray her down. So Paperrex looking to be opting for this half by now. We even see Forsaken having that Guardian. We know the Guardian used to be an expensive buy with 2,400 creds, but has been pulled down to 2,200. So now it will be the big eco half buy for Paperrex, but with enough firepower to still shut down a possible push from Bleed Esports. Remember, this is bind. There is no mid to try and take care of. This will always just be the choke points to try and enter the site. So Bleed Esports, they've got their work cut out for them, but they do have an operator on Frosty's to hunt down these picks. He's got a lot of that credits as well.
Yeah, Frosty is looking to be that early on monstrosity with the operator. It's just the 5th round or 6th round where he's already picked it up, which is definitely going to come into play. Paperrex, they have no idea that this has been picked up already. And besides, it's the eco run for them anyway, so I will be expecting them to go for the unexpected place, yes. And that's the thing. Between these two teams, every round is an unexpected play for them. We saw a couple of rounds ago, Frosty starting it off strong. No, not Frosty, Jing rather, starting it off strong with the Blade Storm. And then Bleed, they went for the side rushes. Then they slowed it down. But on the other side, on the other map as well, the other round rather, it was Paperrex once more who was there with the aggression. And again, both these teams, they are just looking for their rhythm right now. They know that either team is prepped and ready for whatever shenanigans they have, which is why every single round they are bringing it out now. And Paperrex, I expect this round to be no different because they're on the eco.
Yep, and as you mentioned before, Benkai has the Viper Spit, and he's been left alone here on the A side, while the rest of Paperrex stacked up B, and it looks like it's going to be that strat earlier that they've done, where they push up all the way into the fountain side, but the rest of Bleed Esports are actually here, close up around the A short side, so Paperrex with this map control, they will find out this information very soon.
Benkai has been spotted out. There is no one watching the lurk right now. I mean, there is, but there is no information from Bleed that they are so close now. Down 3 members of Paperrex are already almost 1 corner away from Lexi, who is holding such a tight angle, but not the right one right now. He's gonna have to go for the swing here if Jing goes for this peek. Fortunately for him, it's only the Marshall to deal with, so he's now down 49. Benkai falls. That's going to open up a site. Viper Spit is gone as well. Krisanya picks up Jing on the lurk, and now it's going to start to fall in place for Bleed in this attack. They're not making their way through as of yet, though, because there is just still very little utility. But Levi picks up Frosty in the process. That's the op gone. Going to be picked up by Paperrex right now. The plan is just not there yet, and they're just on the 50. All 3 members of Bleed that are left are gone, 1 tap at a time. And Paperrex, how? They made it work.
There you have it, the firepower that was still alive there from Paperrex, the Guardians and the Phantom that Mind Freak was able to save, working out for their favor, especially since they had so much map control there. Bleed Esports, they did not expect Paperrex to push up so much information for that map. They were unable to hold down their lurking side enough, and because of that, Paperrex takes advantage of it, and they come out on top. These thrifty rounds, man, have been working out so much.
And for both teams, too. I mean, we saw that as well from Bleed a couple of rounds ago. This time, there are no thrifties because everyone's got a gun for themselves. Frosty, of course, only has the Blade Storm, light armor as well. I'm not sure if that was intentional, but does have a lot of creds in the bank. Maybe opting for the operator next round, which is why they did go for the lighter variant of the armor. And now, no pushes coming through from Paperrex because they committed the Viper Spit early on. 1 member each holding a lane on either side where Bleed can come from. And they're making their way down to B side. Seems like that's where they want to split things up.
Yeah, they've slowed it down for Bleed Esports because of what happened earlier. They're this time definitely watching out for that flank, and that is for Jarpix. He's now holding all the way back while the rest of his team will be pushing up here into the garden side. Davai will be the man to hold down the angle with the first and the second of that spray down. Finally, First Love finishes him off. He's got some support from Forsaken. Forsaken's not done. He's looking for it, but First Love, with the help of the kunai daggers, will take them out. Jing is here with the operator. So once Bleed comes out of this, if the flash does not connect, Jing should be able to get a free kill, and there you got it. He has the tailwind to run out as well, but no, he gets dinked away. Frosty's takes him out. It's still a 2v2. Once again, so close between these two teams. 18 seconds left on the clock, and this is fine. You can always put the portal in, and because they heard both portals happen into the middle sides, it's going to be
10 seconds
an
left.
A plant and the retake situation for Paperrex.
Yeah, the last 2 members of Paperrex looking to be unpredictable. Mind Freak taking the long route from A short, but he just gets pummeled away in the head with 1 bullet from Jar pick. The next one falls to his as well. Benkai falls, and that's the round for Bleed. They played that perfectly. They bought enough time for themselves, used the teleporters to make the quick rotation down to the other side, and they just knew where the members of Paperrex were gonna come from. 3-4 on the board, and it's the pendulum game we have in our hands once again. Again. Oh, again.
Yes, that
3-4 on
is.
the board, Bleed one behind, and still Forsaken is now the one holding the operator for Paperrex.
All right, and there we go. It's going to be once again the half buy for Paperrex. Actually, a bit of a force up as well. As you said it, Forsaken with that operator, 50 creds left to his name, and he will immediately get taken out by Frosties. This is the disadvantage. This is the double edge of using the teleporters in bind. There is a sound cue, and you will be known that you are there. But because it is a Yoru, he will always be able to use his decoys to fake his teleports, just like the Omen. Of course, Omen's not present in this one, but there is. Anyway, a lot of toxic screens here in the A side, and the push looking like to try and enter this for Bleed eSports.
Yeah. Rotations are now coming through though for Paperrex. Every single member is now here. Mindfreak picks up Dart picks in the process as Bleed picks up 2 for themselves. The side take is now going to happen. The Sky Smokes has been laid out. Oh, Jing though is huge with the operator. Vulnerable, and the Molotov not working against Benkai. But Jing! With the 3K, the Blades are out and out for the count as well as he goes for the 3rd kill. First Love will resurrect Darpex for now, and that's going to be the quick rotation for the last 2 members of Bleed. Are they going to go for it though? Because they don't have the teleporter to work with. They are on the other side. They are in A side right now. It is still a 2-on-2, but they could catch Jing and Benkai off guard with this angle down in A short. Benkai is on guard duty, but he's not checking it to playing a little bit more safely. The guiding light will spot out a little bit of information from Bleed as they go for the porter play. Anyway, Benkai catches Jarpix off guard. That will come through First Love, but it's a 1 versus 2. 2 assault rifles primed and ready for this retake, but he will take out Benkai, and it's now down to First Love to keep this round for the Bleed's favor. Jing now pushing his way in. Quick swing will take care of First Love. 4-5-3 on the board rather. Paperrex pick up the 2-round advantage.
Jing once again with the frags, a 4K for this man. Again, this was just the half buy for Paperrex, but it's so expensive and they're making it work every single time. Bleed eSports unable to capitalize over the gun advantage because of just the timing that Paperrex has been bringing out there, especially with the frags Jing has been making. They do drop the operator, and this time around they will just be opting for these rifles and still a Guardian for Forsaken.
Yeah, but things are still looking very, very similar from the first time, or rather the last time that these two teams played in Bind. Remember, we ended that game, we ended the first half with the score 7-5 in favor of the defenders. That's exactly where we're at right now. We have equalized the guns anyway, and now Dimensional Drift committed early on. You gotta find a little bit of information. Lexi has been spotted out. Sound cute flash is there as well, but Lexi is just beautiful with a play. Jing will take him out anyway. But still, that was a beautiful play right there from him. Lexi, Sharp picks, following the other side of the map as they make their way through the showers. Benkai hopes to do the improbable as he picks up Krisanya, and now the attack from Bleed has fallen apart. Yes, Frosty is still alive, but no one else from his side is. Spike is being contested by a lot of members here with Paperrex, and he's got his work cut out from him.
Yes, it's on a 1v3 clutch, and it won't be enough because Paperrex, they shut him down, they double peek the man, and they will be able to clean up the round safely. 6-3 now is the score. They have reached the half score that you'd want to have in the first half, and now with only 3 rounds left to go, Bleed needs to try and take as much as they can out of this, because Paperrex, they have a very nice aggressive setup at the moment composition, and right now Bleed eSports on the Sheriff buy. Can they make it work again, just like Paperrex has been making their own work just like last time?
They could. I mean, anything could happen right now. Maybe they could go for the quick push with the Sheriff. Again, it is gonna have to be Lexi burning down B long, but Frosty's the first one to fall. He's gonna back away for now because he's got no idea if anyone might have pushed up outside. The blue teleporters are making their noise as well as Mindfreak picks up Krisanya in the middle of Krisanya is getting the dink. Okay, Mindfreak picks up another. It's a 2-on-1 right here. The wall barrier orb is there. And they're gonna want to go for this plan because they have no creds to work with. They want those extra creds for themselves as Lexi picks up Mind Freak. And what are these sheriffs? Unfortunately for Bleed, it is not gonna be enough to Dinks because it's now all down to Lexi, and the default has completely fallen apart for Bleed in this round.
Looking to see what he can do with the Sky Smokes. Gotta watch out because Forsaken's about to pop out. Makes the peek happen, but Jing will be able to be there to capitalize over the bait. And again, Paperrex takes another round. 7-3 now is on the scoreboard, but this time, for this next round, Bleed Esports will have the rifles to play with, and they have the ults as well on Lexi and Chrysania. And of course, First Love just one ultimate orb away to get the resurrection out. They're gonna have to committing these ultimate to try and secure at least these last 2 rounds for them to give enough breathing space for this second half, because Paperrex, they're looking to try and roll over them.
Things are looking scary though for Bleed because this is somewhat unfamiliar territory for them, being 4 rounds behind and Bind. And Paperrex, they are not slowing down anytime soon as Mind Freak picks up 2. They have found the refrag, so Bleed, that is good for them. Their assault is still on the way, but there are more pushing members from the members of Paperrex. Lexi again looking to keep them in check, but he will be able to pick up Jing in the process. The Vi will trade him out, and it's just happening again. The pendulum swings, and this time it's in nobody's favor, right smack in the middle as Bleed still looking to split A side. There's still one lurking member from Paperrex. This might be just what Paperrex need to close this round out.
Yep, and right now, they finally given the ultimate orb to First Love. He has the resurrection. They just have to be careful that Davai is about to catch them off timing if they're not watching it carefully, because First Love is watching it in the corner, but they're about to push up really close here, and Davai will hear that heal as well. And that will give him the cue. As soon as this resurrection comes up, if Benkai is unable to catch it, but Benkai does take Chrysania down, and this gives him the time to take out First Love. At the same time, a free kill of that ultimate orb. Davai gets a 3K for himself. The lurk works out 8-3 now. Score only 1 more round for this first half, and Bleed, it's not looking good for you.
Did you see that round from Paperrex? It was like one member from all of them that did not push. They were all everywhere, and Bleed, they just weren't ready for it. Yes, they were expecting it, but it was just waves and waves of lurkers coming through from Paperrex that Bleed are just caught off guard. And once again, it is for going in favor of Paperrex. Again, unfamiliar territory for Bleed. They are so far behind already. 8-3. This is uncharacteristic of them because Bleed is their home. Remember, Paperrex, they are able to make this defense work so much better just because of the aggression that they're doing. And now the gravity well from Mind Freak is just absolutely amazing. He's gonna be forced out by the orbital strike. Forsaken has been taken out this time around, and now it's still a 4-on-4, and they're still looking to split A site as the plant now coming through.
Yes, here we go. The ultimates have been committed, and now, but Chrysania fell way too early. That was their other ultimate, the Viper's Pit. Because of this, they're gonna have to fight off Dry here against Mind Freak. And Benkai's own ultimates, Cosmic Knight, there's a judge watching. Frosties has to come out because of the snake bite. Because of that, they take advantage of Lamp's side, and they will take control a lot of this side. Bleed Esports, they've got no space to work with here. They're getting choked down by the rest of the members. Lexi actually gets a nice but Mind Freak with a judge comes out of the Cosmic Divide. It finishes them off. 4K for him, and it's gonna be a 9-3 finish for the first half.
Oh my goodness, that judge was huge. That round was so expensive because both teams know it was the last round. Anyway, Chrysania not even put in a position where he could use that Viper's Pit is gonna help Paperrex so much because they pulled the trigger first. They were just there watching each other's back, and it's 9-3 on the board. 6 rounds, Paperrex is up ahead. And if Bleed doesn't pick up his pistol, it's all over for them in Bind.
You said it there, Bleed Esports. I mean, they haven't won their pistol just yet. Looking like Paperrex will try and secure us this time, but looking like the gamble for Bleed Esports will be onto this B side. They're stacking more of their members here, making a lot of noise, making a lot of presence here in this hookah side, looking to see if they can create anything from B short, where Benkai will be holding out here. I mean, he's going to be backing up and picking up the spike, but let's see how much damage can they deal here.
Definitely true. Maybe Bleed has got some aces under their sleeve as well. This is so unexpected for them to be here, but Paperrex, they're just so good at catching Bleed off guard every single time. They're just more ready for whatever shenanigans each team have for the other. And now Bleed playing the slow game once more, waiting for any potential information. And this is this is again expected because the Sova is not in play. Benkai will be playing a little bit with fire as he gets double peeked by Frosties and Jar picks right now. He will survive as he does have a lot of smokes, a little bit of smokes to work with. But again, he's gonna go for the double peak anyway, as the backup is already here.
Ooh.
Teleporter sound cue is already been made, and it's just a B long game right now because most duelists making their way down around there and from Paperrex side. Frosty picks up the Vi, and this time around Bleed starting it strong.
They played the bait here, Forsaken with the decoy and his own body, since he had the gate crasher anyway prepared for this B side. And because there was a wall as well on the A side, they had to break it first to secure this bait happening. But Frosty is getting flashed out. There is cover from Jarpix, but Jarpix has to fall, but Frosty's with a double tap. Lexi as well, chiming in onto Jing, clearing up the B side. 15 seconds left, and Cresania will finish off Mind Freak. A beautiful defense coming up from Bleed eSports, despite a very nice try for Paperrex to make that offensive almost work because the bait was there and the rotations were called.
Definitely true. Bleed, they did what they had to do. 4-9 on the board, but this is still 5 rounds behind. Essentially 4 because they're gonna win this round anyway as a bonus. But Paperrex looking to find a lot of damage with those tiny shotguns. The sawn-off shorties are what Jing and Forsaken are rocking right now. Let's see if they're gonna go for any quick pushes on either side. They are buddying up, huddled down in a short, which is where all the members of Paperrex are stacked up anyway. So they're looking to make quick work of this push with only the upgraded pistol. Oh, a quick teleport right in front. Forsaken is leading the charge against First Love. He's gonna be caught off guard here because the barrier orb is not gonna let him come back. Cresania takes care of him, and now he's picked up 3 members, all down to Jing and Divine. Still Jing holding the shorty, will finally be able to pick up the spike for himself. Cloudbursts will be there for a bit of cover. He goes for the peek. Lexi takes him out. All down to Divine. There's no way he can make this happen.
Yes, it's gonna be the round 4 of Bleed eSports. That was a very unfortunate timing there for Paperrex combo. It was the guiding light into Forsaken's gate crash with the shorty. Unfortunately, the timing was not there, and I believe the Bleed eSports Cresania was able to run away from it.
Definitely true, and this is the power of the barrier orb, the Sage on defense. When you've got 2 duelists right in front of you and a teleporting Yoru as well, what do? You cut him off from the rest of his team. The perfect timing right there for First Love, not falling as well, and a bit of a misplay for Forsaken, flashing himself right there. Of course, he does survive that encounter, but it did bite him back in the butt later on because he did fall later on, and they weren't able to deal a lot of damage at all. But at least now Paperrex, they have the guns to work with. Let's see what Bleed has in store for them. It seems like they're playing to their roots, so playing slowly.
Yeah, Bleed eSports, they know they have to play the close range angles because they only have the Spectres to play with from that bonus round. And Paperrex, they're handling the big boy long range guns, and they're using it here in the A short side. They're gonna be able to secure this ultimate orb. So with that, that should be given to Benkai, or yeah, it should be given to Benkai at some point. But they're still securing it just yet. Oh, actually, it's Forsaken who takes it. Oh, this is going to be very interesting to give him the Dimensional Drift as soon as he can. And it looks like Mind Freak as well. Opening up the A side, it's all up to First Love now to try and hold on his own with just a Sheriff to work with as well. There is the barrier orb to try and slow down the push, and the rotations are here for Bleed eSports to try and defend the side because Paperrex are already all over it. And right now, opening it up
is going for the plant right now. First Love.
Headshot.
Oh, First Love does have the shorty, but he picks up 2 with the upgrade as well. It's a 3-on-3. This is doable now just because of that hero play from First Love, and not a single piece of HP. He fell off in that encounter, so he's still very, very alive and healthy. Lexi will get taken out by the Vi with a quick tap. First Love with a 3K. It's a 2-on-2. Still very doable for either of these teams. The Vi gonna go with play with a bit of fires. He takes out Frosty through the Nebula. Paperrex, they're in the double digits now. Bleed, they have to find their footing soon. Remember, this is their map pick, which is Paperrex is still known for as well. Bind is one of their comfort maps as well. But Bleed, they have to pick this one up because we're expecting the next one, Icebox, to be in favor of Paperrex. And if Bleed doesn't secure this game for themselves, we're gonna be in it for a quick series again.
Yeah, you said it. There it is. Oh, but anyway, that was although that was just the bonus round for Bleed Esports.
Yeah.
It's gonna be very difficult for them if they lose any more of these rounds. Paperrex are on double digits, only 2 more to hit that match point, and already with a lot of action here on the A short side. But he will be pushed back. It's gonna be more of a push for Paperrex here over on the B side. They get the trailblazer, get a bit of information, and immediately the gate crashes there since they know there's about 2 or more here on this B side. But at the same time, Crisania, alongside his help of the First Love, they get control of the shower side, and it's going to be very difficult to push up here unless they get the frags anyway. Davai and Forsaken clear up the A side for themselves, and now it's not looking good for Bleed Esports.
Well, that barrier orb just didn't work out in favor for First Love and Kasanya. They weren't able to back off in the showers area. Now Jarpik, with a quick play, will not be able to secure the kill onto Jing. The Viper's Pit is there as well for Paperrex. So this round, it's essentially all done and dusted for them. Bleed, they're just gonna go for the save because Frosty with the operator wasn't able to make it work with that swing down in B long. It all boils down to that. When it comes to those micro plays, if Bleed were able to make it work, with that operator especially, getting that advantage early on for themselves is what they need to secure these rounds. But when they don't, it's just not gonna work out. And now, again, another play that did not work out in their favor. Bleed, Lexi falling there is just gonna deal a lot of damage in their creds. And in the next one, it's only gonna be Frosty with the big gun. Let's see if they're gonna be able to make it work this time around with just the operator to work with.
You said it. They need to find value out of this operator. Unfortunately, they put it in the B side earlier, and the gamble was not there because Paperrex only baited it out and pushed down the A side instead. Now, Bleed Esports, they got to be thinking. They're racking their brains out right now whether or not they force this by, because it looks like it's going to be this match point for Paperrex, and they're going to have to play for overtime.
They definitely do. They have to win so many rounds in a row. A couple rounds to work with only actually match. Taking a picked up Jarpik's lead is trying to make it work with just the sheriffs, and Lexi is doing just that with the headshots. Orbital strike is there forcing Jing to push, but does have the better gun, so Lexi's gotta be careful. He's gotta be perfect with this swing right now. It doesn't make it work so far. He doesn't fall, fortunately for him, and it's a 3-on-3 retake for Bleed.
Yep, already Jing will pop out here. We'll get the swing and get the frag. It will be the easy round for Paperrex, and even Jing's not even done. He tailwinds aggressively looking for more out of it. Jing is here. I mean, there we go. Frosty's is there to try and take him up. Wait a minute. Bladestorm is out. He's looking to try and go for this. He tailwinds in, but not enough because Davai and Mindfreak were just on such off angles. They will be able to take out that nasty jet trying to clutch it the round.
Yeah, Frosty trying to be the hero of that play. Just didn't have enough in the tank. If he was just able to get that headshot onto the vibe, maybe, just maybe he will be able to clutch it out. But it just didn't happen for Bleed. And now it's match point. This is so much further than I expected it to be, but Paperrex, they're looking to go the distance in this first game. And they're starting Bleed, starting it off a little bit more strong with the trigger already on the Viper's Pit. Forsaken at the ready with the Dimensional Drift as well. And Paperrex, they're looking to make this one round expensive because they have 4 huge ults to work with. Make that 5.
There you go. With Crisania here, already in the Viper's Pit to take control of this A short side. They're also put up a lock here. Oh no. Here he comes, the Dimensional Drift by Yoru. He's gonna be able to spot Crisania and pop out with the shorty, taking him out. That's Viper's Pit gone. Not looking good for Bleed Esports. They had to get these frags, but no. Forsaken and Jing, they will take it for themselves. And Jing actually was a right kick, but the classic comes out anyway. Takes out Frosty's. Lexi is there for the trade, but it won't be enough for still alive for Paperrex. Lexi needs an ace to try and finish this off, and it's not looking good. Right now, Lexi doesn't have much to work with. Forsaken will clean him up. 13-5 is the final score of our first map of this series. Best of 5, man.
Paperrex, they They are starting things off with a bang in this grand final. We were not expecting that to happen at all. 13-5 against Bleed on Bind. I mean, oh, I'm so excited for the next one. Make sure you guys to stay tuned for that one after this short break.
Spike down A. One enemy remaining. 10 seconds. Down A. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
Hey guys, I'm the Wacky Gamer.
Hey guys, my name is Gen.
What is up everyone? It is Dash.
Hello folks, my name is Mons, this is KJC eSports and you're watching Post Plan Chat. Yeah, welcome back everybody to KJC Invitationals brought to you by KJC eSports. And again, it's Datum is just going to be having a break in the freezer and we're going to be your shoutcasters for today. I'm Dash and I'm here with Ken. And yes, this is going to be Paperrex again versus Bleed eSports.
Yes, and there we go. So far in the series, it is a best of 5 and already 2 maps are for Paperrex. Bleed has yet to come up here, but finally we are here on our map 3. It's going to be Ascent, and this is Bleed eSports map pick. Starting off with the defense, it will be Paperrex as well.
Yeah, and this is going to be quite an interesting matchup again because a while ago it was a 2-0 on both of the maps. Like Bind Icebox is a map of buying this a map of Bleed, and now Paperrex was able to take it down. Now that this is Ascent, they are kind of equal here on Ascent, so this might turn around a bit if ever Bleed Esports would still want to win this, because they have a 50% win rate on this map. So Bleed Esports need to be careful, because this is their last lifeline before Paperrex would gobble them up.
They're gonna have to play the long game here. They have to win Ascent and Breeze to take it to split to tiebreaker game, especially since we saw them last time play in Breeze, and that's where Paperrex shut down Bleed's pretty much upper bracket game. So Breeze is not gonna look good. So they have to make sure that they can at least take one map from them, which is at the moment is Ascent.
Yeah, and now this is gonna be. I'm kind of interested in what's going to happen here, because if ever Ascent is going to be the pick, there's really a lot of niche picks that Bleed could pull out here. Viper is still a possibility if ever they are going to go for it, or would Paperrex be able to go for the ban? But now let's take a look at the bans of our team. So this is going to turn things around again, because we have seen the bans a while ago. Most of the time, Paperrex doesn't even challenge. They even banned a Sova a while ago. So now, with the Sage getting banned, Paperrex bans it out. Crisania won't have his toy right now.
And there you go. That's going to be the slower of the pushes. Sage away. The barrier orb and the slow orb being able to slow down any sort of push from Bleed Esports that they could create has been shut down. And of course, that also goes towards for Paperrex as well. That means they can push up the sites a lot quicker without this Sage, of course. And then Bleed Esports, we usually see them ban out the Jet or the Raze against Paperrex. This will be a very curious ban. It's going to be the Astra, actually, this time around.
Yeah, now that is good, because they were able to take them down. And with the Astra down, they have less choices right now. They're going to be forced to go for a Viper. They're going to be forced to go for an Omen Brimstone if ever that would happen. But Omen might be the possibility here to stop the pushes from happening, and I can see Paperrex being able to pick it up. And now, with this, Paperrex would go to the defense. They have a bit of an advantage with there. At least now Jarpix could pick the Sova, so that is something to look out for here, which is at least Jarpix is going to be happy to the side of Bleed Esports.
Yes, definitely. We saw him do a lot of those shock darts hit their mark earlier in the icebox, despite them losing out that map this time around. Looks like it will be Bleed Esports. We see Crisania just insta-locking that Viper. Sage is gone, but Viper is open for map Ascent. This is one of their favorites, but it doesn't look like Paperrex is afraid of it, because they've got KO on Forsaken, and that suppress is going to turn off all your smokes, Viper.
Ooh, this is gonna be scary. I forgot about Paperrex Forsaken always pulling this out whenever Ascent is the map. So this is gonna be hard for them, because honestly, with the Cypher, it could be bearable because you could spread out most of your gadgets, but with a Killjoy, it would be hard. So at least that's good for the side of Bleed that they were able to pick up the Cypher. But now, with this, they are also going for Crisania on the Viper. So this is gonna be really interesting. Only having one smoke, and that's a Viper and Ascent. It might not be the best, so First Love is gonna go for that Brimstone to at least hold that up with a double smoke setup.
It looks like they will have the bigger firepower, the orbital strike, and the molly as well coming out from Brimstone here. So there's a lot of offensive abilities coming out from our attackers, which is Bleed Esports. So Paperrex on the other side, they do have a lot of defensive ones, especially with Forsaken on that suppress to take out those abilities that Bleed Esports can make and force them into the gunfight. And so far in Icebox, the gunfight has been forced a lot, and Forsaken, Jing, and Davai, well, pretty much the whole team has been stepping up.
Yeah, now with this, I can expect that Paperrex is just fragging it out, and especially in Ascent when they go for defaults, especially when Jing goes for the Russian mid. It's always happening. If ever Jing could pop off, he could get a lot of space for the team. He would cut off your rotations for sure. So that is going to be one of the challenges for Bleed Esports here, but it's a good thing that they are going to go for the defense first. So Jing wouldn't go that crazy at this point, so at least they could hold off on that.
And already we see them, Paperrex, they're jumping up the gun here over onto this A side. They see the Cypher setting up here, and it looks like we might even see Benkai opt for the Paranoia, but not this time around. That is still an open strat that they can use, while Bleed Esports preparing over onto this A side push. What kind of push can they make? They do have Frosties on the Jet, so that's a tailwind to push up there.
Yeah, they have the tailwind to look out for. So now this is gonna be one of the challenges for Bleed. How are they gonna surprise Paperrex? Because Paperrex, when it comes to dry peeking from just sheer gunplay, they're just gonna surprise you every time. So Bleed needs to make their utility game work here. This is the time that they need to work their magic compared to the side of Paperrex. Because Paperrex is just gonna gobble them up. So Bleed eSports going for an A-side push. Might be taking a lot of time. The Recon Bolt would come in, and now they're gonna push in. This is gonna be the tailwind. There's a lot of smokes onto Heaven. So now Forsaken goes in for the flashes. Police Posties would be able to go in. First Love was able to take 2 down already. And now, this is a big advantage for their side. The Vi was able to take down 1, but that wouldn't be enough in order for them to get this. They're just gonna back away, and now they're forced to a retake. But Frosties is gonna be seeing someone onto Heaven. The smokes are happening, though. So this is gonna be a real hard push, a real hard setup for Paperrex, but here comes Jing, comes in, and this is gonna be the damage to them. Heaven is not gonna get cleared. They have a lot of long-range guns, but aside of Paperrex, they are just pushing in, but the damage has been dealt, and now this is gonna be a 2v1, not gonna be a good situation for the side of Paperrex. This last one, the Vi, would he be able to clutch it up? There is a Viper's Bit, there is a Snake's Bite, so this is not gonna be easy. He might be going for the risk here, so he is gonna fall down and bleed. That's good. They were able to take the first round.
That was a very nice clean take for Bleed Esports to hop over onto that A side. Paperrex did give it up. They were actually trying to give away that A side. Instead, they gambled on trying to push up over in the middle and the B side over this A side, and it bite them back there. Paperrex unable to make the retake happen, although they tried. It was a nice try for them, being able to enter up as soon as they can and make a lot of distractions for Davai to get the frags in. But Bleed Esports, they have lineups to play with.
Ooh, they really need to get and play their lineups right, because Bleed Esports having the advantage right now. It's a great change of pace. Because a while ago, it's just Paperrex taking the lead ever so slightly. So Jarpix is gonna go and enter that in, but at least Benkai was able to counter that with a Marshall, but Mindfreak was been hit. Oh no, Jarpix wasn't even able to hear him scream, so that is gonna be good for them. So that is a chance for Bleed to come back, and this is gonna be the push happening onto mid, but this is not good timing because Forsaken would just shut them down, but First Love was able to counter it out, and I think this might be a mid push for the Bleed Esports gang.
Yep, and they gotta be careful because speed mid push because Mindfreak is coming up from behind, but First Love with the timing peeks out of it, and it's going to be the A side take for Bleed. No one is here, and they know it because they had the information. They heard the footsteps that there were 2 steps from the middle side running around trying to get the rotation in. And Stavai very close up here. Not a lot of HP left. Jarpix will easily clean him up. This is just Paperrex on their eco round anyway, and Bleed so far are been cleaning it up properly. That's an interesting knife coming up for Forsaken. That should drop all over somewhere on the tree side, and it's gonna spot one person. But speaking of getting spotted, there's a tripwire right here waiting for you, so he's not gonna get any more frags out of this.
Yeah, he might just let them wait and let them see if they're gonna go and push onto A lobbies for the exit frags, but I think Forsaken wouldn't have that pleasure because he's just gonna be sacrificing himself later in the bomb so that he would be able to get the credits later on. So I think that's good for the side of Paperrex that we were able to get it, but Bleed Esports, they need to do something differently here. Now, they have the disadvantage just because it's the time for Paperrex to come back. They have the guns to work with. So this is the chance for Paperrex to get in. And Bleed Esports, they need to think of something different. They need to brew their perfect coffee before they go on for this next round.
Yeah, it's gonna be Jarpix actually picking up the Guardian as well. This man has been loving that Guardian the whole series of the tournament. And now Paperrex looking like they will pull out a strat here. Earlier in the pistol round, they had a nice push up onto this B lobby side, although Bleed Esports weren't around at all. It looks like it's gonna be the mid control this time around for Paperrex. They've got the rifle, so this is the best position you'd want to be in.
Yeah, now let's take a look at how this is gonna happen, because look at how fast this is gonna be, because the way that Paperrex is gonna play this out is that they just wanna go for the aggressive, try to think of something different. But Bleed Esports, they know that. So B rush might be the thing here. If they are gonna go for this B push, this is something different that I was talking about here. But Jing was able to shut them down. Here comes the flash, but Lexi was able to counter them down. The Vi and Forsaken make some kills, make some everything pop up. The fireworks has been dealt. Paperrex takes it down.
That's the beautiful spray coming out from the team. They have bottled up Bleed's positioning. Bleed, they wanted to refrag and trade away, but instead they were entranced by a barrage of the bullets coming out from the automatic rifles of Paperrex. But with that buy and bonus round gone, this is going to be the round that everyone is looking forward to. And we see Frosties picking up a very big operator on the attacker side as well.
Yeah, this operator could go miles for Frosties if ever he would be able to get the first kill. Paperrex need to be careful about this, but okay, the recon bolt would be able to spot them out, which is really good. So now, the challenge is, how would Frosties get the first frag? If he ever gets the first frag, look at the positioning coming in from Paperrex. It's interesting that everyone is just jumping around on mid because they know that Frosties is here. They're going for a crossfire, so they're waiting for the push happening for the side of Bleed Esports. But would Bleed Esports take the bait? Because right now, Frosties is just looking, trying to take some info on mid.
We see here Forsaken trying to see what he can find with the jump peaks. He's got a flash ready to give Jing some cover in case the mid push comes in. But it is Jing taking advantage of the sky smoke here. It's Lexi holding down right around that corner. They get the flash in. There's the flash. He's going to spot Lexi. A very easy kill for him. He tries to jump up, but First Love is there on a better position. He will be able to take out Jing from making any more plays. And now, ooh, with a beautiful suppress there. Mindfreak actually gets jar picks as well. Interesting enough. And Frosties caught off guard. Davai with a beautiful headshot here in the middle. Two members
30
left for
seconds
Bleed
left.
Esports. They are falling one by one, something you'd not want to have happen.
Yeah, I was not expecting for Bleed to be losing this round. They have Frosties with the operator, but nobody peeked. That just means that Paperrex was expecting the operator buy from their side. So with that happening, it could be possible for Bleed Esports to be taking
10 seconds left.
just taking the space. They just want to go for a save, so at least later on they would have guns to work with. On to the 5th round, they wouldn't have much creds to work with. So now Bleed Esports would just save it up, so at least they have something to give for the duelists.
Yeah, Davai was hoping to look for more information here in the middle side, what they were expecting. The operator was there. They were unable to pick it up. But anyway, Bleed Esports, they should still be able to buy up an operator. There we go. Kusanya bought it for Frosties. Frosties will still be able to have it. They want to make the value work. Paperrex, they've equalized the score. And now Bleed Esports, they're down under the momentum. They have to take this to get back up on this game.
Yeah, they need a really great strategy here on how they're gonna go for this, because if ever Bleed Esports, this is their last lifeline. This is the last investment in their bank, and they need to take and withdraw some of those investments later on. So they need to get this win, so they would be able to get this the graph right up there. So they don't want to go to the cycle though. So Paperrex has a lot of credits to work with. Might go for a B-side push, but the Cypher is there lying in wait. And now they are going in. Lexi is just starting this off pretty explosively. Even having the care there. Orbital Strike's gonna come into the backside. Mindfreak falls down, and this is time for Bleed to be able to come back. Null Command has been used to stop them from getting tailwinds in later on. So this is gonna be the push from Paperrex. They have a lot to go for themselves. Here comes Jing. Bleed would be able to start it up with one more, but the Vi starts it off explosively himself. He has the Hunter's Fury to work with if he needs to, and now the retake is gonna happen.
And here we go. There is someone from the B main side, which is Lexi, who will be holding down the corner. They have to clear up this B main side if they want to make this push happen. But they are going to put some dark cover here, and as well, the Hunter's Fury being used. Forsaken has to peek this. He's not. The timing has to be perfect here. Lexi's about to peep out there. And Lexi comes out at the perfect timing. First love as well, taking about Benka. It's all up to Davai now, who was using the Hunter's Fury. He gets a nice headshot in. He's almost got the second one, but First Love will be able to react and put the Matrix into his blood.
Ooh, Bleed was able to take it out, and that is good because now at least they have something to work for on the attacker's side. They were able to smoothly go in without any contest from the side of Paperrex, and that's what you need to do against Paperrex. You surprise them with a rush, and now the trap has been set. With that, you condition them that you're gonna do it again, so that's why they're gonna be putting 2 members on their side to B. So A side might be the next potential answer here, because Omen is the only one waiting for them there. So they just need to get a clear default, and if ever they're gonna be successful here, it's gonna be the chance for Bleed to go for more. They need to be successful. Frosties open it up with a kill, and now that is what's good about this, is that when he gets the kill, he's gonna get more later on.
This is it. That is what they've been waiting for. And Euro Theft was ready. There we go, being used. They're gonna know where the remaining members are. There it is, 2 for 2. Now all they have to do is split up onto a side and take every single member out one by one. But they know the Cypher is in this B side, so they're going to be opting the Spike to move over closer to this A side instead. They take out the Owl Drone. That's Davai getting some information, and a lot of Bleed Esports. Once again, they're bundling up together. 1 minute left still in the clock. They could go any side that they want. Mindfreak trying to spray down the Cypher cage and gets Lexi down to low HP, actually. They're doing what they can. Mindfreak takes away that information that they could, but
Oh, no!
there we go. Davai from the lurk. He's already right behind us. First love is there. They take him out, but for seconds, a triple spray down as soon as they come out of that market size. Nothing they could do about that. Paperrex holds their line.
What was that? Bleed was able to get the first blood, but Paperrex with Forsaken patiently going for the flank was able to make it work, taking 3 members down already. And now Bleed Esports back to the drawing board for them. They need to come up with a new strategy to go in for this next one. So Bleed Esports have a lot of pressure onto them. It is really challenging and demanding that they need to go for more. They need to go for broke. It's okay if they're gonna go for sheriffs, but at least if they would condition the enemy team with this new strategy that they can go for, it would be good. But Paperrex, they would not let them do that because they're the ones doing the conditioning right now.
That is true. Bleed Esports now opting for a half buy. They do have Frosties on the Blade Storm, so that's still some full armor to play with. And again, they're trying to see what they can find. That was a beautiful dagger coming out from Forsaken. He threw that all the way from B side. This man's known as Lioness. Speaking of lineups, Frosties with a big kill onto Davai. That clears up the tree side and enough to enter this A side where Mindfreak will be the man holding in, and he will be able to get the frag with that first opening. That's gonna slow down the push from Bleed Esports by a lot, especially with his null CMD being used. Flashes in. They're gonna try and enter this side. The retake is here, and immediately they get the frags out left and right. Lexi with the Sheriff taking out Jing. That's a big kill. And already they still somewhat have something here. First love with the information from the back, but Benkai gets wind of this. They will still secure this round. A little expensive, but they do save that operator.
Yep, they were expecting the push onto the backside. At least Bleed Esports was able to do some damage. That is mission complete for the team. So Paperrex, with what they have there right now, they're very, very stacked up. So they could just use a lot of those credits in order for them to get some of that. And now, again, what's interesting about Paperrex here, again, is that they always put someone on mid. Most of the time, you just let the tripwire go there. They just don't let Bleed take the mid so that they would be able to know some info. If ever rotation comes in, it's going to be okay. But look at that. Jing was able to start it off with the first kill. And now that's going to be man advantage already. Big one for them. And Mindfreak also pushing out. What was that? They were not expecting that from a mile away. And Bleed Esports doesn't have a lot of members to work with anymore. But Frosty's slowly making it into an equalizer. So Bleed Esports, okay, they just need to back away. They just need to make use of this advantage that they have right now. Forsaken waiting for the push to happen, but nobody's there. So Paperrex, they don't have any info on where they are.
They got the defense. They still have 4 members aligned for Paperrex, so they're leaving 2 on B, 2 on A. There's still a tripwire in mid, as you mentioned before. Davai did fall. That's the Sova down, but they did get a bunch of trades back. 3 members left for Bleed Esports, and it looks like they will be creeping up onto this A side, knowing that the Cypher has been heard playing with this spy cam over in the B side. But Benkai, with his off angle, will be able to take out Frosties and Crisania. Lexi finally trades him out, but now he's all alone in a 1v3 with 20 HP left. Just 1 tap on the shoulder. Mindfreak is the one to tap it away. Lexi falls. That's 5-3 now on the scoreboard in favor of Paperrex.
What was that? That was a great off angle. I mean, we are not expecting at this point. You were not expecting Omen to go at the top of the boxes, and right now they were not really expecting it to happen. And that's the reason why Benkai was able to rack up all those kills, and that was enough to do some damage in order for Bleed Esports to not continue the fight. Now, with this, Paperrex solidifying their advantage. Bleed Esports was just on an eco a while ago, so this is their chance. Oh no, they are back on an eco.
Yep.
So this is going to be hard here on. They're going to the cycle, and this is not what you want to see. But Jing, with an aggressive push again, wouldn't be able to get the first shot. He has been discovered, though. He needs to tailwind away. But now, that is going to be the chance for Bleed Esports to capitalize on this mistake that they did. But Paperrex wouldn't let that happen, right? So they are getting more, but Lexi was able to get a shot of his own. Now the mid side is still not clear. Everybody's here. Crisania was able to get the shot onto Forsaken. Paperrex are just scrambling around. Bleed Esports knows what to do here. Now with the neural tap, they now have an idea on where to push. Mid is clear, and we have some gun upgrades to work with. So let's just use that and push wherever we want. And they are trying to get some info here for the side of Bleed Esports.
Yep, their spike is sitting around the A lobby, so it looks like it's going to be the A take where Benkai will be the man holding. At the same time, Lexi was hopefully holding down the flank, but Jing is there with the operator. He will be able to shut him down. Now it's all down to Bleeds. First Love and Krasania, they do not have the weapon upgrades. They had the ults too. It could have been very doable for them, but oh no, the dark cover from Benkai just pops over. It's not going to be enough for Bleed Esports to try and take this side, especially since Jing has already
30
set up
seconds
here.
left.
All he has to do is take one out, and that will be enough. Bleed Esports gonna fall.
One enemy
They
remaining.
were conditioned that that's gonna happen. That's the reason why. What? They're expecting Benkai to do the same angle. That's why they don't know that one is holding with an operator also. So that is gonna be good for Paperrex. Bleed Esports, I can see that they're trying their very best. Now is their chance to fight back. Now is the chance. So they have the armory on their side. So Bleed Esports has a chance to go for more, go for broke, and they have what it takes to do that. But Paperrex are just not letting them have that glory. Now, it's just gonna be hard, but it's a good challenge for Bleed.
Yes, and this is it. This is their gun round. They've got the weapons, the whole rifles. You just have to be careful by the operator of Jing. And as I say that, Krasania falls every single time. Jing has been peeking this A short side and has been working out. And now Paperrex, they gotta be careful. My freak is gonna be burned out to a crisp with this Maui. Lexi finishes him off, and now it's time for them, the rest of the team, to push up here for Bleed Esports. They gotta take control of this advantage that they have, but Forsaken has something to say about it. Getting the frags into the second, but Jing as well has rotated just in time. Paperrex shuts down the push of Bleed Esports.
Man, it's so hard to push onto B side just because Forsaken is there holding the fort for the team. And right now, even game 1 and game 2, Forsaken is just crazy to have this. He wants to get this. He wants this time to shine. And right now, it is his time to shine. He was able to hold off a lot of times, and he's always successful with those holds. So now, they need to be careful. They need to steer clear of Forsaken. But they don't know where he is anyway, so they should just use the recon bolt if ever they know where he is. They need to just steer clear of him. He wouldn't be able to get the shot. Jing is going to try for another more. Oh no, he wasn't able to get it. The Bleed is going to back away. They're just going to be happy about that. That's going to be good for them. Bleed Esports now knows that the operator is on 3. They might go for a surprise play here, but okay, Benkai is still here waiting for them. He was able to get the shot down 1, but no, Benkai was able to get them 2. And now that's going to be a big advantage already for the side of PRX. Losing 2 members is such a crucial one on this one, especially for an eco round.
Yes, they do have Jarpix with that Vandal upgrade, but man, Jing is already here with this operator. Frosty's falling out. First Love and Jarpix left alone in a 2v5. It is Mindfreak and Davai on the hunt here. He's going to give some recon ball cover. Mindfreak will be able to peek up here. And now Bleed Esports are boxed in their eco round. Forsaken, he does not have any more flashpoints to use, but he's got the rifle to play with Jarpix. He was not expecting, Forsaken was not expecting that. Jarpix had the big upgrade. And now Jing is back on this operator to hold up. Let's see how fast Jarpix makes this push, because Mindfreak is already
30
right
seconds left.
behind him.
Now Mindfreak wouldn't be able to get it. So Jarpix would be able to hold off on this gun, and this is what he wants to happen anyway. 15 HP. But the Vi is here. Gonna be able to see him. Oh no. Jarpix has been discovered, and he hasn't seen it all. The Vi almost whipped there. So that's gonna be crazy. But the Vi was still able to get it. That one. Paperrex has the advantage. So 8 is the 3, and now it's gonna be match point for the half. I mean, for the side of Paperrex.
8-3 is the score in favor of Paperrex. And now Bleed Esports, they're back on the gun round. And now they want to get this magic number, 8-4, to try and finish it off. They know Jing is always pushing up this A short side. Let's see if they can get a read of this, because they've switched things up on Paperrex's side. Look at all that presence on B side. This is going to be perfect for Bleed Esports if they opt for this A push and make it quick, because Mindfreak and Forsaken are immediately on the rotate. They have a feel of it because of that Aldrome being used. Benkai still has a lot more utility to try and slow this push down and making sure that Bleed will have a hard time. And already with Davai spotting Jarpix, it won't be enough. Does he try to dodge the rest? Forsaken getting Frosty's down. Krasania is there to trade him out. The ult is there. They finally finish him off. And again, they get the neuro theft out. Mindfreak's gonna get spotted. They know he's here. So many of these ults being used as well. Mindfreak has to get out of here. He's burnt to a crisp here by the orbital strike. They will finally get the plant in thanks to that Viper's Pit. Jing has the daggers in. He wants to get the right click in. He will. Chrysania is there to trade him away. So now it's all down to Davai.
Davai going for the clutch here in order for them to get a 9-3, but will they be able to do it? It's achievable for a man like Davai. We all know how he plays, but with the toxic screen here, everybody's looking at him, and it's gonna be a really tall order. It's very demanding, but Davai wouldn't be able to get it, because look at that, everyone is looking at him. Jarpix was able to take it down, and Bleed eSports takes one more round against Paperrex, at least making it an 8-4 before they go onto the defense.
Yes, you said it. Davai just too much of a tall order there. He was shooting one rifle while 3 rifles were shooting back at him. Something he can't really do much there. But nice try anyway. Paperrex 8-4 now in the lead. And Bleed eSports with the defense now. They've rotated around. They have the Viper to play with in a Cypher. So they got a lot of lineups to try and slow down somewhat. Spike, deny any spike plants as well. So let's see if Paperrex will be able to switch it up. They do have the flash. They have Forsaken as their initiator alongside Davai's Sova. So it should be easier for them to enter these sites compared to Bleed eSports.
Yep, if they are gonna go for the sites here, they need to go and run for the hills. Bleed eSports have a chance to go for this. They're gonna go for an aggress on mid. They're prime in position for it, but Jing was able to get the shot, and Shock Dart was able to cancel him out, and now Bleed is happy about that. With the advantage that they have, there's going to be good a 4v4 on the defense. It's still possible for the side of Bleed, but Mindfreak is already here on B side, and the rotation is going to come in. Nobody knows that he's here. He's a sneaky man. Chrysania might be up for a surprise, because Mindfreak was able to get that, and that is going to be good advantages already for the side of Paperrex. The rotation has been called by his teammates, and they're pushing, and they're looking for more. Here comes the push. They know that Jarpix is on to market, so he's going to fall down, and Paperrex will just be happy in taking B side.
Yep, only down 2 members left for Bleed eSports. They've got a lot to do here to get this retake working. Mindfreak is right behind him. Get the first tap, gets the third as well for him. 3K for Mindfreak, 9-4 is the score. Something you don't want to see if you're Bleed eSports.
Yeah, right now it was still their last lifeline, but Paperrex is just making it hard for them again. Bleed eSports is just trying their best. I can see that. They are really putting their best foot forward right now, but Paperrex is just on point. They're just online. They have the better mental right now. So it's just a matter of it's their good day for the side of Paperrex right now. We have seen them go toe to toe before, but now it's their Paperrex's time to go for a revenge match again, and they were able to get it. But Mindfreak going for a push here is gonna be okay. Won't be able to get discovered. This is going to be the chance for Bleed eSports to at least capitalize on that. The camera is there. A site might be the push for PRX. The rotation has been called. Everybody's going onto A site, and here comes Jing onto the site, and they're going to go for a push. Lexi would fall down because Forsaken would stop him on his tracks already, and there's going to be a lot of members down and a lot of space being taken by Jing, but first up was able to get the right click onto one. And at least they know the tree is not here, and this is going to be first up taking one more. He is the clutch master also for the side of Bleed. It's possible for the team to be able to get this, but he doesn't have much of a gun upgrade anyway. It's a 3v2, waiting for them to get it. First Love has been discovered, and Davai was able to cancel it up. And Chrysania is going to be a mission impossible for him.
Yeah, 1v3, he's able to pick up the Spectre that Jing was holding, so it's still somewhat doable for him. 16 bullets left, he's not going to make that reload. But after that recombo, he's going to be spotted anyway. 70 HP left. I'll drone out as well. No time for him to defuse the spike, and Davai will just finish him off really easily, despite Mindfreak already right behind him. Paperrex just on top of Bleed eSports every single time, one step ahead. And now, in 10-4 score, they're on double digits, and this will be the bye round for Bleed eSports on their defense. So Paperrex should still have the advantage on the offensive attack.
Yeah, this is the bye round of Bleed eSports, and having the Vandals and the Phantoms would help them out. But if Paperrex would just go for an aggressive push and close off those long-range angles, this could be their chance to at least get that one more to put Bleed on the same cycle that they've been putting them. Look at the push here. Gonna be going for a rush. Jing was able to open it up already, and now this is gonna be easier for him there on. But here comes Lexi, gonna be able to get them, and now 3 members are already down. But the side of Bleed eSports, they were able to surprise them, and that's what they wanted. Jing with an aggressive push again gets a 3K, and now it's gonna be a 3v1 with just one fast push from Paperrex. And now Bleed eSports with Crisania, the last one standing. Would he be able to clutch this? He would be getting discovered right here by Jing, but now it's not gonna be here. The infiltrator has did it again. This was a round for Jing, and that was great for Paperrex.
You said it there. It was just a massacre there. Paperrex taking control of that side so quickly, changing up the pace, pulling up the gears. Despite knowing Bleed eSports were on the buy round, they still pushed it up them, rushed them, and really caught Bleed eSports pants down, shocked, unable to respond as fast as they could because Jing were just right already around the place. They couldn't take this man down, and now Bleed eSports back again on an eco round. They're gonna have to give Paperrex this match point, and they're gonna have to play for overtime.
They want to go for the overtime. They need perfection. They need not to make any mistakes. But the Vi starting it off with a first kill again onto First Love. One falls down, and Jarpix is here waiting for the team. So with the way that they're positioned here, it's not the ideal that you want to happen if A side is going to be the push for PRX. PRX has always been pushing the side since a while ago, and the Vi getting that kill isn't helping for the side of Bleed. But with that, Crisania knows there might be a push onto A, and most of the members are already here, but Jing might go for a push here. They know that Crisania is here waiting, and with 3 members, it's not going to be easy to defend, even if most of the members push at the A side. And now they're already here, and Crisania was able to get it already. This is gonna be the push. Oh no, Jing wasn't able to get that, so this is still a 2v5, still possible, but Frosties was able to get the 1 shot, and now Paperrex now knows where Frosties is, and now they are peeking him up. Would they be able to get 1 more? But Benkai was able to cancel him down, shutting him down, and Frosties falls down.
Match
A
point.
little scary there for that round, a little sloppy, but Paperrex were
Yep.
unfazed there. They know what to do despite the Marshal tagging them 1 by 1. They have the bank to work with, and they're on match point. The pressure is not on them. They have all the rounds to make any mistakes that they want. It's Bleed eSports right now who needs to make perfect rounds flawlessly. Jarpix on the Guardian, you know he loves this weapon, and they have to do something unorthodox here to catch Paperrex off guard. Otherwise, it's them who will be caught every single time. And already here we go. The round is starting, and it's gonna be the B push. A quick one again.
No, no, here comes for Jing. He's gonna go in with the Death Lotus on his hand. Is gonna be possible. Paperrex, would they be able to see anyone? Nope. And most of the members of Bleed eSports are really just going for conservative pushes, so they don't want to risk getting 1 member down. They want to go for a push here where everybody's here, but 3 members are going to be able to see him, and now Forsaken is already here and was able to get 3, and now that's big. Bleed eSports don't have a chance here. It's going to be a 2v4. It's Frosties, man. It's still possible. If he would be able to get the kill with the lineup for Forsaken, going to make that ace, and that's going to be the deal sealed by Paperrex, and now they're the champions of the grand finals of our KJC Valorant Invitationals. Congratulations to Paperrex.
Man, what a way to end the series than giving Forsaken that ace. That was a beautiful flash into the defender spawn, catching